Hello everyone. I hope all are doing safe and good. In this particular video, let's speak about few important topics on commercial banking and lending. So I have already given a few information on my previous videos in terms of loan processing or related to commercial banking. A few additional information I would have uh, given here, and meanwhile there are some old topics also which might have been covered, but it might be a refresher or a brief revision in case if you're watching this particular video. So let's talk about this PDF, the word material which I have here, so that I'll give you a clarity. Might be if you are preferably from a commercial banking or a US mortgage background, this might be much more interesting and helpful. And preferably if you are a fresher from a finance background as well, this will give you a lot of interesting information or the topics which might be helpful in your interview by chance if you're attending for an MNC firm in certain MNC firms in Bangalore. So coming to the topic on the first line, so just wanted to give an information. For example, like when we are lacking with any details on any case, when we are processing a case, so we need certain information or additional reference or information which can help the case to go ahead with the proof. So what we do is we reach out to the client or to the relationship manager in US, or it might be a vendor on any of the requests which we are working, preferably via email communication or a chat box like Skype or Teams. So whatever proof which we receive from them, it acts as a information where when a quality audit is occurring, so this will definitely be a what research have we done. So for that proof, we have to upload that particular document or the proof in the workflow tool when we are processing the case, so that you will not get any kind of error from the quality team. So and the research has been properly mentioned. So apart from uploading that email, or it's easier if we have any note section, even we can update like what additional information which we have done on this case. So that is called uh, that is what I wanted to tell, preferably like an imaging a document or uploading the details in the workflow tool which we are working. It can be a loan IQ application, or it can be any other application which we work, so that it will be helpful. And coming to the lien is, what does that lien means? It's a legal right on a collateral, and lien is granted by the owner of the property or which is being taken by the creditor. So, so I hope my uh, screen is visible. So in order to get the clear clarity, so I'll try my best to give a proper information or any additional. So coming to this collateral part, so as I mentioned, legal right on the collateral lien. So what does this collateral means? Once again, a brief. So goods or a property which has a monetary value, which is being pledged by the borrower as a security of a loan. And coming to this PPR, it's the full form is proper pre-purchase review. So this mostly comes in US mortgage domain in modern company or many other companies which we have. So it's a process that a lender will be using to check the potential borrower's credit worthiness and the income. And this review it's also called as mortgage pre-approval. Okay, pre-purchase review. Now, next is coming to UCC. So there are UCC continuation or UCC uh, information which comes in commercial lending or banking. So its full form of UCC is Uniform Commercial Code. So it's a uniform act where it governs the commercial transaction, and examples might be all business assets or ABA, inventory, equipment, livestock. And what do you mean by paid reports? It's the loan closed on the previous day. And HMDA, what is the full form of it? Home Mortgage Disclosure Act. So what does this loan paid off means? When a lien or a principal amount and the interest is completed, we will be releasing the interest is paid and completed, we will be releasing the collateral. So that is loan paid off. And what does this UCMS full form? It's Universal Case Management System. Sworn document or special promise. So we do send an additional document like a collateral checklist, which can include even legal description, which will be similar to a deed of trust, and and one more is deed of trust attachment. And we also and these things, like for example, like in sworn, it's particularly for South Carolina, Virginia, Washington DC, and Colorado. So for few um, places in US, so you'll be having this scenario in collateral release. And what does this execution date means? It means document preparation date. So when the document is being prepared. And what does assigner means? It means original lender. Vendor loan system, VLS application. So in this particular application, so it will be like a DOS command. So we have to log into that particular ID and enter the codes to get the various details of the customers. And RLODS, it's a retail loan origination tracking system. This is the full form of it. And PPSA. So PPSA is one of the form which comes in commercial banking, Personal Property Security Act. So whenever we get this PPSA, we will be doing a follow up once in 10 days via email to the concerned person, and it refers to the loan filing which is filed in Canada, and it has a different maturity date. So registration period can be from 1 to 25 years. Under PPSA, once the registration expires or the security party discharges, it's no longer effective or renewable. And we won't, so the next is we won't file in PPSA like continuation, and we'll be sending a mail to the market in the US, and they will be responding with a renewal document, and the same we will forward it to the one of the team, and they will be CTing, then they will be manually updating the expiration date in one of the applications in commercial lending. And what is this? Where is this UCC filed? So UCC is filed either in SOS or in county. Okay. So UCC loan continuation. So these are the topics which might be covering or which might come in UCC loans. And control reports. So the different types of control reports, which is pending expiration reports, in prep, submitted, on hold, rejected, cancelled. So pending expiration report is something where we are missed to continue the loans and we manually work on it. And what does aging means? It's based on the expiration date. And what do you mean by client account ID? It means LOB. So which LOB you are part of. And in UCC 3, so these are the options which we get. UCC action required, pending market response. So when we are waiting for a market response, we have to select these options as pending market response. ATE edit, termination to touch, pending first response, second response, and pending response review. So as per the response or the follow-up, if we are doing a second follow-up, it will be a pending second response and we have to fill it in the application. And why we reach the market in US, for example, for anything related to commercial banking, the client found but no debt, and if it is a multiple secured party situation or if it is a different secured party, and ICRD application. So this is one of the application where we work in commercial banking in one of few companies. So the full form is Integrated Credit Risk Desktop. So here we can check the active facility. Doc review. So doc review is a team responsible for citing the expectation. I think it might be exceptions. I'm not 100% sure. So exceptions. I One second. Let me just mention it. Exceptions. Exceptions for loan document. And what are the secured? Yeah. What are the secured collateral loan documents? It can be a security agreement, mortgage, or a collateral agreement. So this is a different topic. And what does BIC means? By BIC refers to borrower in custody. So it's a program to get discount window credit by pledging the acceptable collateral in an amount sufficient to secure a borrowing from FRBNY, Federal Reserve Bank of New York. And what is flood certificate in US mortgage? It is also called as flood determination and certification, and it's a document that confirms whether the property is located in flood zone. So flood certificate is a something, a proof where it will confirm you whether if the property will come under a flood zone, and which document verifies a borrower income in US mortgage. We verify 1003 document where what are the income, what are all the income the borrower is receiving. If borrower is salaried income, means we verify W2 or pay stubs for calculation. So this is one additional thing which I wanted to tell you. So whenever in any office, in any of the corporate atmosphere, we can take an initiative from the management point of view where any kind of sessions can be conducted for employees on public speaking skills, and it definitely helps an employee to improve his confidence, overcome the fear, stage fear, or speak in daily call or team meeting and manage a team. So such kind of topics can be given, for example, impact of technology on today's society and climate change in Bangalore, impact of IPL is good or bad in current generation, and who is your role model. It can be anything, okay, like any topic which you might like, and randomly, like if you want to take uh, initiative, so you can try to be part of such sessions. So if any of the management or a manager is checking this particular video, so I hope this can be implemented in your companies if in case it is not done. So it adds value to the employees, and even employees will feel happy if such kind of initiatives are taken, and moreover you will be able to grow and improvise yourself in future career. It can be in promotion level or improvising your overall career in the company. Okay, let's come to the topic again. So coming to this US mortgage field, okay, it has a wide range of openings outside. It might be into underwriting or compliance department or origination, closing, post closing. So lot of domains which are there. You can do a quality assurance, so it has a lot of scope. So the only concern is most of them are into US shift. So if you are okay with the US shift, it might. If not, companies similar which is Wells Fargo or JP Morgan, so there are even chances where you can get into morning 7:30 login or afternoon 2 o'clock login. And we have companies like Mr. Cooper and Crane Consulting, and there are multiple companies which are little familiar and where you can mm, grow a lot. Like, and even the shift allowance, it's provided very well in few companies like Wells Fargo or IT Source, which has permanent work from home if you are looking for it. And Ocwen also has a work from home option permanently. So these are the examples which I felt telling you. And if you want to go for core US commercial banking, and so this is all about commercial banking and US mortgage scope. And coming to this loan processing, so he will be responsible, or the person will be responsible for uh, processing the application, including the necessary, the checking the records, analyzing the documents, and adhering to the following the guidelines. And in terms of underwriting, so they'll be responsible for reviewing the income, assets, employment details, credit history, collateral to determine or find out if a loan is being approved. And they'll be checking the appraisal details, borrower's income and assets. So these are the JD which comes usually in underwriter where they need an experience in banking or mortgage industry. And what happens in pre-purchase review? The lender will be reviewing the borrower's credit report and income. Lender verifies the information provided by the borrower. The lender determines how much the borrower may be able to borrow and what happens after a pre-purchase review. The pre-approval letter is an offer to lend a specific amount, but it's not a commitment. And coming to the so far, let's make it a little bit clear. So coming to the so far, it's one of the interest rate. Okay, so far refers to secured overnight financing rate. It is a benchmark interest rate used in financial market, particularly as an alternative to LIBOR. So LIBOR is also one more rate. And so far is based on the transactions in the overnight treasury repurchase agreement, reflecting the cost of borrowing cash overnight with US government securities as collateral. How this so far is calculated? So it involves taking the weighted average of transaction data from the previous day treasury repurchase agreement, which are collateralized overnight loans. And LIBOR full form, it's London Interbank Offered Rate, which is widely used benchmark for short-term interest rates. So whichever, if it is a benchmark for short-term business, it is LIBOR. LIBOR is being replaced by SOFR, secured overnight financing rate, due to concerns about its accuracy and reliability. LIBOR was vulnerable to manipulation as it relied on estimates provided by the bank rather than actual transaction. And yeah, transition to SOFR aims to create more transparent transaction-based benchmark that is less susceptible to manipulation, enhancing the integrity of financial market. And let's now talk about Australian mortgage credit underwriting or credit decision. So it involves a numerous steps to evaluate or to assess the loan application and find out the applicant's eligibility, if he is applicable eligible or not. So first comes this application review. So the underwriter will be verifying the application is up to the mark or completed and all the information are filled properly. Okay, and next comes this credit check. So underwriter will be examining or checking the applicant's credit history and the credit score to find out if he is eligible. Then income and employment verification. So he'll be confirming the applicant employment status and income details. What about the assets and liability assessment? So the underwriter will be analyzing the applicant assets and liabilities to make sure that they have the enough to cover the loan. Property appraisal. So to determine the property's value and to make ensure that it meets the lender's criteria and if it is worth the loan amount. Last is the final decision where the he'll be making a final decision to approve or deny the loan based on the collected data. And yeah, so the lender will conduct the credit underwriting to find out if a borrower is likely to repay a loan, and it might be including like credit history will be checked, income details, employment status, financial stability, debt to income ratio. So here they'll be like analyzing the analysis of customers' current financial position and credit checks, ability to pay, and the assets which is being offered as a security. For example, in HCL we have this Australian banking process where preferably like we will be having this credit rating and credit and Australian underwriting everything. So which they were even hiring like in November and October month. So there was people used to check on the knowledge and experience in 4 C's of credit. And LVR stands for loan value ratio, which is a percentage that compares the amount of loan to the value of the asset is being purchased. It's often used in the context of home loans where the asset is a property. Debt to income, the total gross divided by the debt. The 4 C's of credit are the framework used to evaluate the credit risk and determine the payment terms: capacity, collateral, covenant, character, and sometimes it might be even competition. So capacity is something like in the one of the 4 C's, if the borrower is able to repay the loan on time, including the interest and principal, and it has been assessed by the looking at the company's fundamental industry structure and competitive position. So capacity is something like whether if he is able to repay, if he is including the interest amount and the principal amount. Collateral. So what kind of the value of the assets that are pledged as a collateral for the loan. Character, the quality of the borrower's management plan, earning quality, and how they have treated the bondholders in the past. Covenant, the terms and condition of the credit agreement which protects the lender by requiring the borrower to take certain actions or to avoid the actions. What does loan repricing means? Okay, so this comes in one of the process in SLK. So it is actually when the borrower negotiate a new interest rate with their current lender without changing the loan, and repricing aims to save the money in interest payments over the life of a loan. So it's a negotiating, borrower will be negotiating a new interest rate with their current lender. Commercial lending, what does this exactly means? As I already told you the topic. So it's a type of debt financing that business can use to fund their operations, investment, and projects. And what is commercial banking means? It's a financial institution which accepts the deposits from the public, and they provide the loan for investment purpose to make a profit. And the lines of business in commercial banking are business banking, commercial banking, private bank, or a wealth management. And the different products which comes in commercial banking are term loan and lien of credit. So if I want to tell that term loan, it's like paying every month where it will be having a maturity date. And lien of credit is something where the bank will be giving the credit and the limit will be extended every month. Okay. So coming to this other topics, Yeah, commercial lending, it is used to fund a variety of business needs, including purchasing equipment, building infrastructure, and increasing the working capital. Commercial real estate, or CRE full form is commercial real estate. End-to-end commercial real estate lending life cycle. So it's a process of commercial real estate loan from its application to its final repayment. It involves several stages, including the credit analysis, underwriting, documentation. Industrial lending. It's a provision of loans to business for commercial and industrial purpose. These loans are also known as commercial or industrial loans. And it can be a loan which can be secured or unsecured. And secured is something like it's an obligation where borrower or the third party is required to pledge marketable assets as a collateral to protect in case of default or non-payment of borrower. Okay, then commercial real estate we have discussed HMDA. So in HMDA we'll be updating the gross annual income of the borrower, guarantors, and the co-borrowers in ACBS application. Let me add this ACBS. Next. Okay, so R-log. So last time I think I have just given a video on R-log, revolving line of credit. So it is one of the type of product in loan booking. So it's a type of credit that allows a borrower to borrow a money up to a up to a set limit. R-log is a type of a credit, revolving line of credit. It allows a borrower to borrow a money up to a set limit, and the borrower can then repay the amount borrowed and borrow again without applying for a new line of credit, and it will be revolving every month. A non-revolving line of credit. It's a type of credit that can only be used once, and the funds are repaid in installment over a set period of time. And once the loan is paid off, the account is closed and which cannot be used again. LIBOR rate. It's one of the interest rate. Okay, London interbank offer rate. It's a global reference rate for unsecured short-term borrowing in the interbank market. It acts as a benchmark for the short-term interest rate. It is used for pricing of interest rate swaps, currency rate swaps, as well as mortgage. So in case if you are going for an interview, it might be a Silicon Valley Bank, or it might be any other firm which is preferably in uh, commercial banking. So these kind of questions might be asked from the managers, even Wells Fargo as well, or JP Morgan as well. So whatever companies, in case if you are from the core commercial banking and if you are new to this uh, process, do have a look. It definitely helps, especially before attending the interview. And what does this letter of credit means? It's a letter, okay, from a bank, or a credit letter from a bank guaranteeing that the buyer payment to a seller will be received on time and for the correct amount. What this accrual refers to? It's an amount of money that has been earned or spent but not yet paid. Business use accruals to keep tabs on what it has been owed. What do you mean by prime rate? Prime rate is an interest rate that commercial bank charge credit-worthy customers, and it is based on the Federal Reserve Federal Fund overnight rate. Okay, so prime rate is something, interest rate that the commercial bank will be charging the credit-worthy customers. And what does spread rate means? It is a difference between interest rate a bank charges on the loans and the interest rate it pays on the deposits. And it's also called as net interest rate or banks. I hope this video is helpful and with a lot of new things I've added in this particular session. So as much as possible, if you are getting a brief or overview about these topics, even if you are from a different background, it's not an issue, because the more we learn something different in core finance or banking, it definitely helps when anyone has a doubt, or you can circulate it to a necessary person, whoever is in need of this material. Preferably, if you are unable to reach out to me, if you are not able to getting this material, at least if you watch these topics, it would be a brief overview where you can get the basic idea. So I hope you like this video, whatever I've explained in this particular uh, channel. So do support as much as possible by passing it to your friends, whoever is from commercial banking domain or who are new to this field or who are freshers, because these kind of topics might not be taught in college or any other place. So it's one of the platform in this channel where I was able to get a chance to cover. So the more you get to know about these things, you will get more interest and try to get into this field. And even if you see in LinkedIn, these kind of openings are being posted with the JDs and all. So try to go through it. uh, so it has scope rather than working for a field which is having a less openings or scope, like how KYC ML is a unique field. So something is loan processing and loan continuation, loan filing. So all these things are very much helpful, helpful and very interesting topic, especially related to properties and US mortgage related. So the more you are having a basic idea, so you can at least explain the HR people and try to get into this kind of interviews. Thanks for support. So these many days, and I'm getting like a lot of response once in a while in my channel by your comments. So if you need any of this material, I have, again I'm telling you. So I have messaged my mail ID in the comment box in most of the videos. So do check and share your resume to me with a mail. And once if you are drafting a proper query mail to me that you need this PDF with your resume, so that I can call and later post that I can share the resume. Just like that I cannot share the resume because few people are asking me to share the PDF but they are not ready to comment their mail ID. I can understand that you are not comfortable to share your mail ID in public platform. At least read the other comments. How many times I will message my mail ID, I'm not sure. Because few mortgage underwriting, I believe, like I think in that video which I've uploaded like few months back. So I have multiple times I've messaged my mail ID. You can go through like any videos which has more views, you can go through it. It would definitely, you will get to know how to contact, or ping me in LinkedIn, I'll be able to contact. So if not, it's very difficult for me to share just like that, because without going through your profile, either LinkedIn or the resume, it is very difficult for me to share any of the learning material just for unknown people. So please be aware about it. And coming to this topic which I've informed in between this learning material, so any management or any of the employees, if you want to take this step as an SME, try to inform this to your manager where it can be implemented in your process, in your flow, where it would really help you to overcome the stage fear. So thank you all for watching this video. So and do share your feedback, and if anything, if I'm wrong or if any corrections needed, in case if you are from the same commercial banking domain, do let me know. If you want me to add any more topic or any error in any of the topics or something like this, it will definitely help me as well as other people. Thank you all.